book value per share still a relevant metric for valuing Berkshire?
Well, it's got some relevance, but it's got a whole lot less relevance than it used to, and that's why I don't want to drop the book value per share factor, but the market value tends to have more significance as the decades roll along. It's a starting point, and clearly our securities aren't worth more than we're carrying them for at that time. And on the other hand, we've got the kind of businesses you mentioned, but we've got some small businesses that are worth 10 times or so, what would they're carried for. We've also got some clunkers too. But I think the best method, of course, is just to calculate intrinsic business value, but it can't be precise. We know, we think the probability is exceptionally high that 120% understates it. Although if it was all in securities, 120% would be too high. But as the businesses have evolved, as we built in unrecognized value at the operating businesses, unrecognized for accounting purposes, I think it still has some use as being kind of the base figure we use. If it were a private company and 10 of us here owned it, instead we just sit down annually and calculate the businesses one by one and use that as a base value. But that gets pretty subjective when you get as many as we do. And so I think the easiest thing is to use the standards we're using now, recognizing the limitations in them. Charlie?
Yeah, I think that equities in an insurance company offsetting shareholders' equity in the company are really not worth the full market value because they're locked away in a high-tax system. And so I basically like it when our marketable securities go down and our own businesses go up.
Yeah, we're working to that end. We've been working that way for 30 years now or something like that.
We've done a pretty good job, too.
Yeah.
We've replaced a lot of marketable securities with unmarketable securities that are worth a lot more.
Yeah, and it's actually a more enjoyable way to operate, too, beyond that.
Yeah, we know a lot of people we wouldn't otherwise be with. Good people.